Hello, welcome again to Coin Jam. My name's Simon. That's my first video for the channel. And today we're just going to take a look at a new $2 coin that's come out this week. And it is a coloured coin, and it's to celebrate the Women's 2020 Cricket World Cup that has also started this week. And it's available from yesterday, Wednesday, in Woolworths. And it's available in two different ways. And they've done this before. In the past, they've had the Paralympics in 2016, and last year the Wallabies, the Rugby World Cup one. And the way they do it is you can buy it in this form, in a card, for $3, which is very good value, considering that the coin itself is a $2 coin, so you're only paying $1 to have a nice presentation card and to guarantee the coin is in completely untouched condition. And the other way you can get it is by shopping in Woolies and having some change given to you and finding one in your change, because they're putting them throughout all the tills. So those are the two ways you can get it. You can also buy it from the Royal Mint themselves. Obviously you'll pay some postage for that, but if you can't get to a Woolies, if you're in a rural area, that may be the way you want to go. Woolies do limit the number you can get to 5 per person per transaction, so you might have to go back a couple of times if you want to stock up, or you've got a lot of grandkids that are collecting. That may vary. I've heard stories in other states where they've only allowed 3 per transaction, and some places where they haven't cared how many you buy. So just keep that in mind. But it's a nice coloured coin, and you can see the detail on it there. The colour, interestingly, the colour is slightly random on each coin. So if you were to put two next to each other, let's do that, you'll see the non-blue bits are in slightly different positions. That's normal. Normal for this one, anyway. And your card has a nice amount of text for you to look at. And here we can see the specifications. So note that it does say the mintage is unlimited, and they stated that on the last couple as well. Now obviously they will stop making them at some point. They only make as many as they need, but it will be a year and a half before we know for sure exactly how many were ever made, and we probably won't ever know exactly how many were put in the tills versus how many were put in this card, because the coin is exactly the same coin, so they won't discriminate when they do the final numbers. But people are expecting it to be around 2 million, which is roughly kind of the numbers that we looked at on the last couple. In terms of the carded version, they may be limited stock. Some stores have already reported running out or running low, and this is only the second day. So if you do want a card, it probably wouldn't hurt to grab one while you can. They'll obviously be available from eBay and dealers for a long time to come, but if you want to get them for the $3, then now's your chance. They'll probably supply some more if they do run out, but you just never know. There's a lot of collectors out there stocking up, like we have. One thing to note if you are going to get a card is there has been some horror stories, and just to explain that, it's to do with how the coin is in the card. So it's in a little, you can see if this one I've pulled out, it's in a little plastic capsule, which is great because it means the coin is not touched more than it needs to be. However, this cut, you'll see how it's got one side's got a slight larger rim. That's so it can be pushed into the card. And you'll see on the front it's nice and short, and on the back it's got the larger bit to kind of stop it from pushing all the way through. But normally that larger bit will go in between the card in the inside, so it just cannot move. The way it's done at the moment is if you just push it, it will just fall out. Now mine was pretty hard to push out, and that's the case on most of mine. However, there's been a lot of people that have found that it's not been that way, and it's actually been quite loose. So we're getting lots of stories from people finding that when the cashier goes to hand it over, it's flying out, or people are getting getting them and them falling out on the floor, and some horror stories where people have bought a few, got home and not noticed till they got home that they've only got the empty folder, and the coin has fallen out in the box. So that's not great. So do double check the coin is actually in there when you get it, and take care when you're moving it around that you don't let it fall out. The other thing is, because the stores are becoming aware of this problem, a lot of people have reported buying them and finding that to prevent this problem from happening, the stores have been putting tape across here to make sure it just can't fall out. Obviously, taping it could lead to some damage, either sticky residue or tearing of the card when the tape's removed. So if you're buying these to keep and possibly, considering them gaining in value, having any tape on there is not a good thing. So if you do find you've got one with tape, ask if they have any without tape. If that's the only way you can get them, try carefully to remove it before the sticky residue really beds in. If you think it's safer to not remove the tape, if it's going to definitely damage it, then possibly leave the tape there, but that would be your call, obviously. And obviously maybe try another store that hasn't taped them up. So that's what you need to know about this coin. Be interested to hear from you if you do have managed to find some. Comment below, and obviously if you want to see more videos from us at CoinJam, we'd love you to subscribe. So I hope you found that useful, and we'll speak to you again soon.